What up, YouTube? It's your boy Young Black. Thought I'd come in and do some gaming news. I seen some pretty cool videos on G4, G4.com. They were talking about a couple of games I think I would make a video for. One of them is Battlefield 3. If you guys been paying attention to GDC at all, they revealed a pretty good trailer for Battlefield 3. Now I told you guys that in one of my last videos, one of my more recent last videos, that I don't play regular shooters. Like, I don't like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. It's not my type of a game. Now, I saw the trailer of Battlefield 3. It was gameplay. I'm hoping that was gameplay. I don't think they locked that down as gameplay footage. I'm not sure yet. But it looks really, really good. It doesn't look as, you know, shiny and polished, generic Hollywood movie. It doesn't seem like, it seems more real, and like as if being a soldier is. The situations are dramatic, but each character, each soldier, it seems like they're really casual in their movements and really monotonous. It looks really, really good, and the graphics are really, really clean now, which adds a layer of realism. It's hard to understand. You guys gotta go check out that trailer for Battlefield 3. It's a gameplay trailer. I'm hoping it's gameplay. It looks really, really, really good. I mean, it looks like a movie, you know. But Call of Duty is like a movie too. Some people were saying I said I didn't like that. Call of Duty is very much like a movie, but a lot of the plot lines of Call of Duty you've seen before, and the graphics are really good and clean. But the ambience of the graphics kind of makes the characters look a little plasticky to me. I don't know. It's just the way the game looks to me. It doesn't appeal to me. It's not my type of a game. And on top of that, I used to be into the Call of Duty games. I used to really like the Call of Duty games. I used to work in a mall, and I was not a janitor, but I was doing you know, they had a field, a food court, and I would go take the garbage from the food court, throw it out. They called it housekeeping or whatever. It was giving me some money to buy games and talk to you guys, whatever. I do whatever I need to do, but whatever. But I was working there, and there's a GameStop downstairs. So I used to take my lunch breaks, or whenever I had an extra moment, it wasn't enough for me to throw out, and just sneak downstairs, and I'd be playing the Xbox 360 before it even came out at the GameStop. I knew the guys down there, and I played a lot of Call of Duty. You know, one of the biggest launch games for Xbox 360 was Call of Duty, and it really sucked me in. But I'm a real history buff too, so it was like the real situations, like taking the beaches of Normandy and that type of thing. It really sucked me in. You know, because it was real experiences that really happened in history. And then, if you remember back in the day, those games actually had the History Channel working with them, and they had actual footage in Call of Duty. They had footage from the History Channel, and it would say in the corner of your screen, the History Channel, like you were watching TV, like it was official. You know what I mean? I respect it. I'm not a big military guy, but I do respect the sacrifice that the soldiers do for us overseas, because I couldn't do it. Not my type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm an American, but I don't know. Just some of the stuff this country does, I don't really agree with. And being one man, we can't all change the world individually. So I'm not going to war to die in somebody's war, and I don't agree with all their philosophies. But whatever, though, that's a whole totally different thing. You know what I mean? But Battlefield 3, it's going to be good. Check it out. Look at the game. The graphics are real Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan-ish. I'm just liking everything. It's just real polished. It seems clean. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they want you to get hung up in too much. I remember the Battlefield games when they first started them. The big thing was the destructibility of the environment. You know, the environments were really destructible. But when I first played it, I felt a little out of place. You know, because, you know, when you're getting shot at and you run behind something to hide, it just felt like there was no cover, because cover could be destroyed or shot through. So it's like, what do? Am I supposed to get shot at mid-fly in the game and say, hey, I got to hide behind something? What is over here that I can hide behind that bullets won't go through? In a firefight, you'd be surprised. You're not really thinking. You just hide behind the first thing that's closest to you to keep out of the line of fire. You know, so I died a lot in Battlefield Online. You know, because I didn't understand the game system. I would hide behind a wall and they'd be shooting me and the bullets wouldn't penetrate the wall. Then they pull out a rocket launcher and I die from rocket launcher. I don't know. It was good though. It was fun. I had a good time with Battlefield. Just the open environment, everything you can do. Tanks, cars. You know, it had a real large battlefield, high player count in multiplayer. It was really good. You know, I enjoyed it for a while. I mean, I don't play Battlefield now, but Battlefield 3 is making me want to get back into Battlefield. I gotta admit, the first-person shooters that have been coming out, they know that that genre is getting bland. I gotta give the industry credit for that. They realizing that first-person shooters are getting bland. Especially, I actually blame Call of Duty. And you know, no gripe with the game. It is an awesome game and all its merits. I'm not going down it. It's just not my type of a game. I'm getting bored with that type of gameplay. I just feel like if it wasn't for Call of Duty, we wouldn't have games like Bulletstorm. You know what I mean? People are realizing in the industry, developer-wise, that these type of games are getting really, really fucking bland. You know, how many more times can we see a new adventure in a different setting, in a different time era? You know, with these dramatic military circumstances, it's getting bland. You know, it's like movies coming out back to back every year, just boom, boom, boom. They just hitting you with new ones every year. You know, but they're good and they're entertaining and people get hyped up for them. They sell, but it's just, I don't know. They're getting bland, and I'm saying that, and I've been telling you guys that for a while. I haven't been playing FPSs for a while, right? The industry is realizing, gamers like me and probably like you, if you guys aren't really into FPS like that right now, and they're trying to change it up a little bit with games like Bulletstorm. Now, I haven't played Bulletstorm yet, you know, but I've seen so much gameplay footage of it. It's like I might as well be playing it. You know, I'm not holding the controller and feeling the controls and getting down and dirty with the game yet. I don't own it yet. One of these days I will. I don't feel like spending $60 for it right now. I really don't. Hopefully this weekend I'll be coming to you guys with a review. Hopefully of Dragon Age 2. I'm thinking. I don't know. It's between a couple of games thinking about picking up this weekend. And, you know, spending the whole weekend playing that. I'm still working on my second run through with Killzone with the sharpshooter. Once again, if you guys ain't picked up the sharpshooter, don't listen to the critics. They're all Xbox 360 fans. Pick the sharpshooter up and try it. It's a gaming experience, if not anything else. A lot of things are telling people not to go that way with their route of playing games. I say go that route. You know, it's an experience. Alright, everybody's played a first-person shooter and said, damn, I wish it could be like I'm running through the game digitally with the gun. You know what I mean? That's how it makes you kind of feel. We almost there. We almost there. I remember Sony released the PlayStation 3. They had a trailer. Don't quote me. I think it was for PlayStation 9 or something. PlayStation 20 or some shit. And the guy was actually walking around in a digital world in the game, his physical self. Kind of like the Matrix. You know, they was being funny. But it was like, at the same time, you see their intentions with that type of a trailer through their type of games. They really make their games as immersive as possible, even though they overlay it with certain things like in God of War, they overlaid it with gory combat. You know what I mean? The gory combat overlaid the severity of what was going on. You just wanted to see what the hell was this guy gonna kill next, whether it was really, really small or really, really, really big. You know, but it kept going and it was immersive. You know, Sony does a good job with stuff like that. You know, as you can tell, I love my PlayStation, even though I don't play all the games that are classics like every day or every month. You know what I mean? I play how I feel. You know, and everybody else should too. Video games are a playground for the human mind, and everybody should indulge. If you're not indulging, you're missing out on something. A couple years from now, you'll understand you was missing out on something. Back in the day, they used to talk shit about the hippie generation. Now all the people that I know want to be part of the hippie generation. You got doctors and lawyers, all types of people from different walks of life that play games and do things that was considered a little frivolous now. People are getting bored in life, and games are filling that blank. I love games. Another good game coming out, Knights of Alamar, The Reckoning. I got a little piece of paper over here if you guys are wondering what I'm looking at. Knights of Alamar. Todd McFarlane's doing the art. I've always been a fan of Todd McFarlane. If you don't know who that is, he's responsible for all the art and I believe some of the story, but not all of it. But he dictates some of it in the Spawn comics. If you don't know, Spawn was the highest selling comic back in the day. You understand? He's a African American superhero. The main character is black, even though you can't tell because he's been burnt to death and he comes back as a Hellspawn. But that's another story. Go pick the comic up, read him. Spawn is a good character, awesome character. I've been reading Spawn comics since high school. A lot of people are talking about that the game looks really good. It's an RPG game, and there's a lot of unique elements in it. I haven't seen no gameplay of it yet, so I'm not gonna give you guys too many details. But I heard good things about it. Look out for that. Hopefully that comes out of production good. It's coming out, I think June. They said June 4th or something like that. It's coming out really soon. It looks really good. Another game. American McGee's Alice. There's Alice 2 out. I think it's called Alice 2. It's not out yet. Well, it's coming out. It's going to be on the PS3, I believe, Xbox 360, and the PC. I never really got into the Alice game for the PC. There was a game before this, Alice 1, that was for the PC. It flew right over my head, but it made a little noise in the industry, and I heard about it. But the second one is going to come to consoles. And another thing about these console games coming to, these PC games, excuse me, these PC games coming to console, I predicted this years ago. I predicted that the console gaming scene has taken over the market. And you know that because back in the day, there were PC games that console gamers like, wow, that looks good. I wish I could play it. But I'm not playing keyboard and mouse. I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting in front of my computer being limited to the power of just this machine, having to upgrade it when new software or when new hardware came out just to play a certain game. I got to put a new graphics card, new sound card for good sound, all that type of stuff. Back in the day, people weren't doing that. At least not people who were playing console games. PC gamers were doing that. And they were good games on the PC. Now those good games are making their way to consoles. And I always said that console gaming would take over the market because it had a market to be more casual. You know what I mean? You just go in the store, you buy your system, you buy your games. Boom. You don't really need anything else unless it was a peripheral or something like that. They got the sharpshooter, but that's now. Back in the day, they didn't have too many peripherals like that. At least not any good ones that were worth buying. You bought them out of boredom just to get some different experience in your games. If you bought peripherals in 99, 98, 96. Back in the day, the 90s, when peripherals weren't really what they were since the Duck Hunt days. But yeah, a lot of good games are coming out. I've been playing a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm getting nicer in that, understanding the game system of that. Because they changed the whole fighting system up, if you ask me. They made it more like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I'm really liking that. I'm really seeing that now that not everything, it's still Marvel vs. Capcom, but they took some of the ideas that they learned from Tatsunoko vs. Capcom on the Wii, and they put them into Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm really noticing that with the way the buttons are laid out, how there's no low, medium, high, and low, medium, high for the punches and kicks. They're not there like that no more. It's set up differently. It's forcing you to play different, and to make it so it's a lot more easier for a casual gamer to go there and just say, hey, I'm gonna play Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It looks cool. I would like to play a game like that. A lot of people would be intimidated and say, I'm not gonna try and play. That's just totally a standoffish thing. Button motions and the arcade text is like another language, right? When you see the arcade buttons do the Hadouken with the arrows and all that shit, to some people, that's still to this day another language. And it's a shame, but it's a generation missed out. You know what I mean? They didn't play games, so they're not versatile. A different type of game playing, so their minds are only being expanded a certain limit. You gotta forgive me. I'm on some other shit tonight with the games. I'm really feeling games tonight. I don't know why. I've been watching a lot of game videos today. A lot of exciting stuff happening. I'm gonna make another video probably in a second, just like this, for Dragon Age 2. I haven't made a review for it, but I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that they're saying about Dragon Age 2. That's supposed to be our next game in the laboratory to review and play and start grinding in that. Real gamers stand up. See you in a minute.